Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Branded Show. I'm your host, Brittany.
And I was Randy and
we are branded. Today, we're coming to you with a lot of interesting things that we're going to talk about today. One is, we always have to start off with the topic of the week. And that's where we have been either thinking about it, discussing it previously, or just want to bring it up and see what you guys feel about it.
We would like to discuss interracial relationships and whether or not black women are kind of forced into that. Women have been the topic of discussion lately in the news, so we're just going to focus on the African American ladies. We can discuss if they're forced into marrying outside of their race.
Well, let's get into this topic of the week, which is, are black women forced to marry outside of their race? Now, I have a couple examples for you to get your head thinking about it. So let's just name some people in the industry, celebrity wise, who are in, there you go, because I was about to say biracial, but interracial relationships. And I'll go first. Somebody who is recently just got married to another race was Serena Williams. Well, she's not married yet, but she did get engaged, and her fiance is not black, and we'll just leave it at that. What's another example of who you can think of an African American woman who's dating outside of her race?
Eve.
Okay, I was thinking about Eve.
Eve's husband.
I was definitely thinking about Eve. Like, you're not gonna say Eve. Janet Jackson.
Definitely.
Who else can you think of?
Tika Sumpter.
Definitely. I did hear about that last year.
Okay.
She had her firstborn, and I'm talking about born, and her significant other is he white?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
He ain't black, so
Well, that's just some examples for you guys that we know off the top of our heads. So let's get into the question. Randy, I want to know your opinion or your stand on it. Do you think these women are forced to marry outside of their race, or they just, are falling in love with these dudes and they just so happen to be not black?
I will believe I will say that it's love. I would hope that it's love. I would hate to think that someone would choose to give up a whole race just because of things that they've experienced. Like, that's what you're gonna give up, a whole race? Like, why don't you just give up, like, I don't know, a certain kind of guy, like a certain demographic or a certain neighborhood of people, but a whole race, that's what you decide to give up if you haven't found luck. So I would think that it's love and not, oh, I don't want to date black men because all black men are this. You know how I feel about,
Okay,
boxes.
but let's just because, okay, you guys, I am the queen of playing devil's advocate. Now, what that means is I may not agree of what I'm perpetrating to sound like. I just want to really, understand or just hear what Randy's thoughts are. So let's use Eve as an example. She used to date Stevie J, right? Who is an African American male. And yes, this was in her younger days, and she was still famous at the time when they were, openly dating. So she just got more, because her husband is a billionaire. Let's just put that out there as well. Her husband is a billionaire. So you just think it just so happenly she met this guy probably out just went one day and they just hit it off. Or you may be thinking, like, she like, niggas ain't shit. Stevie J wasn't shit. So let me just try to see what this other race is like. Because all these dudes I've been dating who are so happen to be African Americans, they ain't been shit. So let me just open up another can of tea. Let me just see what that be like. And I just so happenly I fell in love. Do you think that could have been the case?
Like, you mean just she wanted to experiment?
Yeah.
Like, let's just experiment with a white dude.
Yeah.
That could have been the case, but I wouldn't say it's because she wanted to give up black men.
Okay.
I would say, okay, I want to experiment with this. Like, I want to experiment with, a different kind of beverage, but that don't mean I'm done drinking, Minute Maid juice. I like that Minute Maid juice. So I want to continue to drink that, but let me try this other kind of juice real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
If she did just step outside the box, wouldn't say that she was against going back inside the box. Or I would hope that that's not what she was doing.
Well, clearly she did give up because she didn't come back.
Well, that's because his ass put a ring on it. He was like, "You ain't going no damn where. You
Okay.
put your ass right here."
Okay, so speaking of putting a ring on it, to go back to our question of when I say are black women forced to date outside of their relationships, is it because when I say niggas ain't shit because they're not the type to ask women to marry, and maybe the relationship could be going well, but the woman is just like, this nigga ain't gonna never marry me, so let me just break up or end it here, and then like I just stated before, like, okay, I'm experimenting with the opposite sex. Not opposite sex, I'm sorry. With the,
Oh, she trying to turn this into a whole different conversation.
Not opposite sex, you guys, but the opposite race.
Well, I think that I forgot the question, truthfully.
You forgot the question.
Yeah, what the hell was the question, Brittany?
So the question was...
Damn, I be off that shit.
You be off that what?
That shit.
Oh, don't let the people know that. So my question was, do you feel like they go outside and date other races because when they are in a relationship with the black man doesn't ask to marry, so they go into other racial relationships because they already know that they're going to get asked. I don't mean to throw the races out there, but Caucasian men, they are raised to marry,
start a family,
and black men are not, because that's just
of slavery.
So it goes
because
into slavery.
They ripped the black family apart in the slavery days. They put man, who was the head of the family, they separated him from his unit. He was not with his family, and then the women were brainwashed into Massa being the man. He's the daddy. We must respect this guy, and we must denounce or not respect this black man. He's no longer in charge. We beat the black man down, or they beat the black man down to the point where we cannot respect them, so they don't marry us.
So you feel like because the black man was taken from their families back when slavery was here, to the point where it's matriculated generation to generation to where they don't feel the need to have to ask to marry the woman?
Well, I don't know if it's because they don't feel the need. It's just because, like you just said, white men were raised to marry, and black men were not raised. They did not see a family unit.
So what did they see?
They were that was installed in black people. Period.
So what did they see then?
Division, divide.
So they just learned how to what?
Division in family, black people not coming together, like black people not fighting. If something happens and then one person walks away, that's it. Like, there's no, we must remain in this unit because we are a family. They're so frightened of the idea of losing the foundation, that whole family unit, to the point where they don't want to invest in it because division has been all we've seen. Division, apartness. When something happens, we turn our backs as opposed to grabbing a hold of that person and pulling them closer and trying to figure out how to fix it. We're so prone to being like, well, fuck that shit. I won't do this, or I won't deal with that. So we don't embrace or honor or desire, sometimes even, that whole connection.
Well, that's deep, because I never thought about it that way, but I mean, what you're saying does make sense to where I'm understanding where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's like, when does the black man grow up and not have to always want to be the player and just grow up to being a man? Because I can relate this to what's that movie called? The Tyler Perry movie where Sanaa Lathan is in. What's that movie? You know that
Family
movie?
That Prays?
Yes, The Family That Prays. And, you know, it's like the white man is raised to marry, but also the white woman is raised to never leave, to whatever may be going on in the relationship. They're raised to not to leave and just stick it out. To whereas the black culture, the man never asks to marry, and the woman is just fending for herself, and I'm this strong woman, and I'm independent and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
that's my take on it. I don't want to put it on just one group of people. I don't want to say it's just the black man's fault as to why they're not marrying black women or they're not marrying people, period. I want to say that it's a whole dynamic. It's a bunch of different scenarios and people and circumstances that have made it this way.
So then how do you feel about, because I know the topic is, are women forced to marry outside of their race because, you know, of whatever reason, if you believe that or not. But what about all these black men who are asking to marry these women, but they're not asking the black woman?
Well, perhaps, just like you stated, how the white woman was quote unquote raised to stand by her man's side and never leave through thick and thin. I don't care what you've done or how many holes you've slid into or how many jobs you've lost or how many pipes you've smoked. I don't care about any of that. I'm going to stand by your side. Perhaps
what?
That's what they're getting in these white women. Or maybe they just fall in love with white women. That can happen as well.
So these Kanye West, these
you know Kanye had prophesied he was going to be with a white girl.
Prophesied
he knew he was going to be with a white girl.
Oh, really?
Get on. He leave your ass for a white girl. Get down. Yeah, that whole song, he was with a girl, a whole ass lady. He was with a whole ass lady that was black.
Really?
Yes. That he
left her.
I don't say. I won't.
He left her for Kim K.
For Kim K. Like, I don't know when their breakup was or what the chronological order. Like, oh, here goes Kim K. Let me break up with my girl. Like, I don't know if that was the case, but I know that he was with a black lady and now he's with a white lady. So it ain't like he was always with white ladies.
So he did like some chocolate for a little while, and then just went on and asked the white. I don't want to say white woman. I don't want people to think that I'm racist, but I mean I'm just speaking the truth of what I see, and it's kind of like, it's just like, how do I cope with it? Because as a black woman, you know, you try to stick it out with your black men, because I don't feel like being in an interracial, thank you, is a bad thing. But it's kind of like, I feel like if you go outside of the race, you're like, you're taken away from it instead of building it. Like, because if we have all these interracial relationships, I know we've talked about this, Renee, where you like it because you feel like it can stop racism. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're stopping one ethnic group at the same time too, because we just gonna have all these biracial people in the world and no set of one race anymore. No more white people, no more black people, no more Asian people, no more of one race. It's just everybody's biracial now. Is that a bad thing? No. Is that a good thing? I don't know.
Well, We've never lived in a world where everyone was the same, so we really don't know. We don't know if that would be good. If we watch some of the movies that they be portraying the future to be, they merely make it seem like at some point we're going to all just be, living this robotic life, all doing the same thing at the same time, looking the same, wearing the same clothes. They prophesy that. Same way things that we have now were portrayed in movies decades ago. They had no idea what was going to happen, supposedly, and now they're happening right now at this very moment. So I wouldn't say that everything that we see in the movies is going to be true.
Yeah, because I don't believe that. I don't believe anything.
But they open up my imagination, my idea of things like that possibly happening. Like, to be able to look at movies from the past and then being able to make futuristic movies, and the things that they saw as futuristic are actually happening right at this moment, leads me to believe that there is a great possibility that things that people are calling futuristic right now may actually happen in the future. So I can't say that everything that I see in the movies isn't true or isn't going to be true either. But as far as people looking exactly the same, I feel like that would definitely curb racism. I mean, it would be difficult to call someone something when you don't know what someone is. Like, go back to, are you from America?
Is that a movie?
Go back to America. No, I'm telling you what it's gonna look like once, because I will find it hard to believe if people just don't all come together and make a bunch of the same looking type of people. So, like you're saying...
But then that would be... So then I would be getting spiritual, because then that's kind of like undoing God's work. Because God made us individual.
Well, if God wanted us to come out looking like one race when we got with a different race, then he would make the baby come out all white, or the baby would come out all black. Like, why did he make it possible to make a different kind of baby when two people get together? Because he definitely made two people. Like, that's a person.
I don't know if I want to get on the spiritual type of conversation, but I
we can leave it alone.
Yeah, that's kind of just up in the air, because I don't know. But I mean, as far as women having to marry outside of their race, I just feel like for all the women out there who are dating people who are not their race, live it up. I'm all for it. Not am I saying that I am against it, but I would just love to want to know what made that happen. Like, were you always just attracted to the opposite race and not your own? Because I do know one person, and he straight up told me, like, he's Caucasian, he's a Caucasian male, and he straight up told me, like, I'm not attracted to white girls. I've never dated a white girl. I will never date a white girl, because that's just not what I'm attracted to. I like black women. I like the way they look. I like that's just what I'm attracted to. So I would love to hear, if y'all can feedback and just give us some comments, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Just, give us some reasons to why you are in the type of relationship you are. Like, is that because that's just what you're attracted to, or you just wanted to experiment and that was your happy ending, or what? So I would love to hear if that's you. Give us some feedback and let me and Randy know on how that took a turn.
Well, I will tell you about my experience.
Oh, so you got some experience.
Oh, so you wasn't aware. This is news to you, huh?
It's news to me. I didn't know if that's what you wanted to talk about.
I really don't give a damn.
So why did you go outside of dating the black man, Randy?
Because I felt like it. I don't know. Like, they approached me, they was cute. Like, I don't know. Like, they approached me, they was cute. The same reason I dated or any black man I was talking to at any time. They approached me. they was cute. That's how it went. Approach me cute, approach me cute. Like, I really don't give a I really was not concerned.
So you just don't discriminate. That's just that's just your motto. You don't discriminate. If they come up to you and they cute,
exactly,
we can start it out.
Like, if you not cute, I don't care what your skin tone look like. You ain't dang on cute. If you are cute, then you cute. Like, especially if you saying something to me. Like, okay, well, all right.
So in your example, it wasn't an experiment type of thing. You went like, fuck these black niggas, I'm about to try to go outside of my race. It was just like spur of the moment. They came up to you trying to holler. They was cute. Exactly. So why not?
Why not?
I feel it. I can feel it.
There's no reason as to why I did it. Like, if one of the white dudes or outside of my race dudes that I dated would have been the one, then he just would have ended up being the one. Like, it's not because, I wouldn't say it's because of his race. I would say it's because,
or that you was forced,
right? Or that I was forced, or that I just wanted to experiment with this white dude and he turned out to be the one. It would be because he was cute. His ass walked up to me and he kept coming to me all the time, and he was super consistent, and he coincidentally not have the same skin tone as me. We had a lot of stuff in common. We believed in the same stuff. We had the same kind of goals, and he just happened to be white. Like, that's a coincidence.
Well, for me, since we're getting personal, I also have dated outside of my race, and it was a total, I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna see if the stereotype fits. Do all white guys have small penises? I'm gonna see if they can kiss as good as the black dudes. It was totally an experiment for me. And if I, one day our podcast is going to get up there, if he ever listened to this podcast, I love you for who you are, but I did gain feelings for him. It was definitely a serious relationship, but the reason why I got into the relationship was definitely 100% experiment. I just needed to know for myself what the pink looked like, pink penis, pink everything. If I liked it, if I didn't like it, it was definitely an experiment. So for you other ladies out there, I just want to know, what was your reason? And if
y'all
you feel
like, see what pink penises look like, or what? You want to see what little skinny lips kiss like? Is that what you're into?
See, Randy is stereotyping everything.
That's what you just said. What the hell?
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if that stereotype, if it fit. Is it small? As they say, once you go black, you never go back. And I already started black. So I just stepped on the other side and wanted to know.
Go white, you damn right. That's what she was trying to figure out. If she was damn right on the white side.
Say that saying again.
Once you go right, you damn right. That's what I'm saying.
Once you go right or once you go white?
Once you go white, you damn right. I'm just saying. That's what she was trying to get to.
Oh, goodness.
That's what she was trying to get to.
Well, everybody, that's going to conclude our topic of the week.
Damn right.
Randy is hilarious. I wish you guys could see us right now. Definitely hilarious. But yes, like I said before, just comment, subscribe, share. And
follow, like.
We want to know your opinion. So moving on, what are we about to talk about, Randy?
Oh, well, it's time for the next segment of the show, which is the Fair Game segment.
Fair Game.
Fair Game is a segment in which we point out and talk about and maybe sometimes drag, or maybe we might praise it. Whatever's going on in the media at the time. So whether that be some reality TV stuff, or whether it be some political talk, or we would hope that it's, not any tragedies. We really don't want to go down that lane when it comes to Fair Game.
I don't want to talk
about. It's
about.
supposed to be like a light segment in which we, shine some light, maybe just give our commentary. Give our commentary on things that's been going on in the media. On this time on Fair Game, we're not going to talk about anything ratchet. We got some great things to talk about. What do we have to talk about, Brett?
Well, we're going to stay with, talking about us women. So this past weekend?
It was, yep, just this past weekend.
So this past weekend there was the Women's March. Was it on DC? But
It was everywhere.
because it was clearly everywhere. I seen one video on YouTube where they had like different cities. Like I seen DC, I seen Ohio, I seen Raleigh. I just seen women stepped up to the plate this weekend. Like, we are not playing no games. And I just feel like the empowerment came from Donald Trump getting into office. I mean, I really do, because I mean, how can someone get into a powerful position after not being alleged, but was proven to totally disrespect women across the board? Like, sexual assaults is nothing to play around with. So for him to actually get caught in the midst of saying that he grabs women's pussies because he can, basically, because I'm rich, I got money, and basically because I can grab your pussy. I just feel like, and he still got into office and Hillary didn't. I just feel like that's where majority of the women's empowerment came from. Because I mean, as a woman, I don't want nobody representing myself, let alone my country, where women are free to do anything we want to do, state that another man can just grab me without my approval, or the fact that he just thinks that he can. I mean, that bothered me, and it bothered a lot of women, and I want to applaud every woman who got the courage or who had the time and just got out and walked, or either held up signs or just participated in the Women's March this weekend, because it empowered me, and I know it empowered other women around the world. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm ask Randy because I'm not sure, but when I seen the video, they was like DC here, DC there. Is there other DCs or something?
No.
What do they mean by that? Did you see that video? It was the video where they were showing each city and how deep it was. Because I know one city, I'm not sure what city it was, but their march got not postponed, but it kind of got canceled because it was just too many people. Like, it was just too many people, so they had to cancel the march. It did not stop the speeches or the motivational part aspect of it, but it did frankly stop the march itself. And the videos, it was showing, like, I know it just said like DC here and DC there, and I was just like, is there two DCs? But whatever. But
maybe they were just saying, since I guess
hypothetically they were all marching on Washington,
right,
or that's the whole idea behind it. But obviously nobody actually, people in Denver didn't march to DC, so so maybe they were saying this is the Denver DC, and this is the Atlanta DC,
maybe,
or, you know what I'm saying, so stuff like that.
Okay, so how did you feel about it, Randy?
Well, I mean, I feel like the march was very, very powerful. I feel like it was so powerful because so many people around the world came out. It wasn't even just an American march. Like, it wasn't a United States march. Like, that's what touched me. Like,
so that's what I'm saying. When they said here, maybe it's a DC in another country or something.
I really don't know anything about a DC in another country.
I mean, because I know I've seen it, but it wasn't just in the United States. It was worldwide.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I know that they were doing marches everywhere, but I don't know about DCs being other places. But that's something to Google. We can Google that.
Definitely.
But yeah, I feel like it was so powerful because the world recognizes, and if the fuel was majorly behind the harsh representation of women recently in the media. If that was the fuel behind so many women getting out, I applaud so many women getting out, definitely. I had never heard anything about a women's march ever. So I believe that this is the first one, and I don't know if this is going to continue traditionally or if this just is going to happen when something major happens to us and we need to stand up for our rights. But it's not the first time we've had to, stand up for something, and we will continue to do it. If we got to march every year, we will march every year. We will continue to march around the world. It's a lot of women. It's a lot of women. That's a whole gender.
Right.
It's not a race. It's a gender. Marching. Every year.
True.
Like, it can continue. We can change some stuff. So,
I hope so.
It's true. Like, women's rights are human rights. Like, there should be absolutely no reason as to why we have to demand respect on a regular basis. Like, there is no reason why that is not something that is just naturally passed. We're constantly expected to just accept, just go along with things that are disrespectful to us regularly. Just, that's just what happens because he's a man and you're a woman. So
what type of things would you like to see change when it comes to women versus men?
I don't want there to be a versus. That's what I want to see change. I want that versus to go away. I don't want there to be a versus. I want it to be, we do everything the same. Like, we can all do this. We can all do this. We all have our roles to play in society. We all have our roles to play.
And what are the roles? Because that's kind of being contradicting the fact. Like, I have a role. Okay.
A man cannot have a baby.
Okay.
So, but just because we can have children does not mean we can't be we shouldn't be respected, is what we're saying. That's the role that, according to, if we want to, take a snippet of time to go into religion, just a baby about. If we want to put that out there, we were the ones that are given wombs, or we are womb men. It's WOMBMEN. That is our original name. It's not woman. It's womb men.
Really?
Yes.
A teaching moment?
Yes.
So, explain it again. Break it down.
Womb. We have one.
Right.
We're womb men. Like, there's nothing different about us besides the fact that we have a womb. Like, that's
so
it.
The fact that we can bear a child.
We bear children. The fact that we're the ones carrying the dang on things around for 9
months. Things.
Making sure that they can come out and be humans. Like, that is the only thing that separates us. That is why man and man are the same thing. But then when you put a womb in front of it, they the ones that can have the babies. They the womb men.
Okay. I hope y'all learned something. We bring in knowledge. This is not just an entertainment podcast. This is an informational, educational, all that good stuff. Like, I just went loud on the audio and everything, girl. I just got so excited. So don't just come to listen to Brandy just to be entertained, but to also get some background.
You might catch some knowledge. You might catch some
knowledge. That's what I'm talking about, Brandy.
Okay.
So that was good.
But yes, like, that's the whole thing. That is the whole message, I would say, behind the women's march, and that's why it's so powerful, is because why has so many years gone by and we keep having to explain to people that we are just man with a womb? Like,
right.
That's it.
Right.
It's so sad.
So standing up, I'm all about equal pay. I haven't 100% lived it to where I was working, doing the same thing with a male, and he so happenly got paid more than I do, and thank God for that. But I know, because I eventually want to be in the corporate world whether that's through entertainment or just with a, a corporate business, I would feel so small to find out that I'm doing the same exact work as you, but you feel like you can earn $1 more or however much that more is, that you feel that that's acceptable. Mm-hmm. And we're doing the exact same work, or if I'm not doing more. Mm-hmm. Because as I work in corporate America currently, I see more women than men. And I ask myself all the time, like, where are the men? And not that I'm against it, but if I am seeing the man, he's not straight. Mm-hmm. There's no manly men in corporate America. And I just see mostly women. So the fact that corporate America has more women working than, exactly, there it is, populated, than men, and the fact that they still get paid more is distasteful.
Well,
so that's something I would love to see change.
My question is, where are you seeing these women? Like, are they?
I hear about
next
it
to you. Like,
no, I stated that I have not personally experienced this at all, but I read about it. Mm-hmm. I read about women who are in corporate America and are finding out that they are getting paid less than the next person who's a man.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not the whole unequal pay, because I'm pretty sure that that's true. What my question is, where are you noticing that there's more women in corporate America than men?
Oh, I see it where I work at currently.
Okay, so my question would be to that is, I would think that the men are just the ones up here, and then everyone that's not up there are the women. The women ain't up there. That's why everybody you see are the women, because they got the women and the gay boys down here. But that's
still a problem.
No, that's why you asked me why I think that is, like, why I think it's so many women in corporate America versus men. I just think that they on different levels in corporate America. They both there. They just ain't on the same playing field, which is the fucking problem.
Well, yeah, because that's definitely a problem, because like I stated, like, where I'm working at now, it's mostly women. I don't see men at all.
Company's headquarters, HC, and go up in their offices where the big money people is at. They all is the opposite of what you saying.
Yeah.
They all don't now.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Vagina.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's an issue.
So how do you feel about the for everybody out there? So Madonna made a comment, and I wish I had the
source.
Not the source. I wish I had the actual live recording of her saying this, which we will try to get and add it into the podcast. Was basically paraphrasing that she stated, where she sometimes feel like she wants to blow up the White House. And now they have the Secret Service investigating her comments. Like, this is serious. Like, she then later, because right after she stated that she was, she had ideas or thoughts about blowing up the White House, she then stated that, but she wouldn't do that because it wouldn't solve anything. So she corrected herself. But I always thought there was, a such thing called freedom of speech.
Right.
But she's been investigated.
Well, my question is, I don't know, I didn't read the topic, tweets or whatever. Did she say she wanted to blow up the White House because of the administration, or she just...
No, she just said, I sometimes think about blowing up the White House.
Okay, so maybe, here's my thought, maybe that was charged by her not liking politics and using the White House for a metaphor to blow up, like, politics and this whole debacle this craziness. Like if we just blow up this house, maybe it'll all go away.
But do you think it
she
was
knows that that's not gonna make
serious? Come on, like, do you
No,
really
we
think
know
this should have
that
been investigated? Like, she's currently being investigated for saying this
I would
comment.
hate to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but you know, she's being investigated by the Trump administration.
Yes,
And it's not the Obama administration that's investigating her. I'm just saying, let's just point that out.
right.
Let's just point out who's using their resources to investigate Madonna. Who's doing that?
We all know who it is. We don't have to say his name.
Just you know, just some guy who has no political experience who's now running the country. You know, just some dude
Whose name
who
will
wants-
remain
who
nameless.
wants to use his resources to investigate Madonna the same way he uses resources to, you know, do things like tweet about false things. You know, he just does stuff. Why not? Why not? I ain't got nothing else to do. Let's investigate Madonna. Ain't nothing else
I
to do.
guess.
That's how he feel.
Yeah.
So
'Cause he being investigated.
Nothing can surprise. In the next 4 years, I will probably be not surprised at all. Like there will be you have to do something serious to surprise me, because I feel like this administration can and just might do whatever they want to do in the next 4 years to have you being like, oh, they can do that. Man,
I agree.
this whole
I
country
agree.
is something I've never lived in before. That's something that's real.
Oh, we're gonna be seeing some things that we ain't never seen before. I bet money on that.
Yeah.
I definitely bet money on
So
that.
whole time I'm not gonna be surprised. They can take their time and investigate Madonna and do whatever else they want to do. They probably about to look into seeing if scandal is really real. They probably trying to find like secret things. Like where's the scandal chick? We need to find her.
Do Scandal come on this week? Oh, I'm so
That's why I
excited.
brought it up, guys.
We love you, Shonda Rhimes.
That's why I brought it up. It's time for the TGT back on your TV.
Y'all ready? And these musical outbursts. Get used to it.
TGIT on your TV. You heard Thursday. Get ready. We ready. Okay, Freddie. What's next? We're moving on. So that was the fair game segment of the show where we discussed how great it is to be a woman and how many problems we have in this country. But we gonna keep on marching, y'all. We's the marching folk. What's next? We're gonna talk about locals. So this is our local segment. For those of you who do not know us, we are located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we will weekly shout out some local establishment, some local business, some local person, some local that deserves to be highlighted, some local event, some local anything where we want to just shine some light on Charlotte. So this week we're going to talk about or mention the Restaurant Week, which we have going on here in the city right now. Restaurant Week is basically a week where mostly pretty much the majority of all of the
High-end restaurant.
the fine dining establishments, the fancy schmancy, the places where your man take you out when he really trying to do something nice
Or
for
just
you.
a special
Not the
occasion.
regular let's go grab something to eat spots. This is when your man's got some little extra
Change.
little extra change and
Do something strange for a piece of change.
trying to be fancy. All those spots, guess what? They all got meals for $30 or $35. Not just one, meal. Like you can actually get courses. So there's like appetizers, meals, desserts, all for like one low price of $30 or $35. And it's not just one or two restaurants. It's like about 45 restaurants that's participating throughout the city of Charlotte. There's a lot in different areas of the city.
Yeah, they are listed by areas. So
Yes.
if you want to stay within your traveling range, they are on charlotterestaurantweek.com, and they are divided into size of towns or just like wherever you live at. So like, for example, they have the Noda area, they have Dilworth, they have Midtown, and then they also have like the surrounding areas such as Matthews, Gastonia, Pineville, Indian Trail, things of that nature. So, Randy, what restaurant are you wanting to try? Because I think it's through January 30th. I think that's the last day for Restaurant Week, right?
Yeah, well, the 29th. So
29th,
January
okay.
29th is the last day. Those places that I really want to try, I would like to go outside of the inner city of Charlotte because I'm more so always in the inner city of Charlotte. So, you know, if I feel like, you know, gassing up the car and driving down to Fort Mill or driving up to, you know, Lake Norman or something like that, I would like to try some places up there because I know that they have some fine dining in those places too that I've never heard of, and I would like to try some food, especially down in Fort Mill area. They got some seafood down there. They got some seafood.
Oh, I love
spots.
seafood. We love seafood, y'all.
Yes, that's our thing. That's our thing. Thing. So
Yes, we love seafood. Shout outs to Red Lobster because
Yes.
that's one of our favorites. But yeah. So name some restaurants.
well, McCormick and Schmidt's. Yep, that's a spot. There's Roof Chris. A lot of people know about Roof Chris. They definitely have their $35 meals going on right now. Fahrenheit, which is a local restaurant.
Oh, I want to
here.
try Fahrenheit.
They're
That's
really-
in Epic Center, right?
No, it's on top of some hotel downtown. Like
I thought that was in the Epic Center.
not Fahrenheit. Mm-mm. It's at the
Oh.
top. It's like it's a rooftop restaurant.
Yeah, I thought it was at Rooftop.
Mm-mm.
The rooftop spot
that's-
at Epic Center.
No.
We're gonna double check that, y'all, because I
Okay,
could have sworn
I'm telling you that Fahrenheit is not at the Epicenter. So don't go to the Epicenter looking for Fahrenheit. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be disappointed.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Now, there's a bunch of different places. I've never been to Fahrenheit, but I would love to go
Me
there.
too.
And I know that they're expensive, so having their meal be $35, that's a good one. Fleming's, I've been there before, but they're really nice. That is in the Epicenter. You can go there and find Fleming's, and that's $35 there. Some of the $30 places downtown or in Uptown Charlotte are Bubble. Bubble is a club. I didn't
thought
even
Bubble
know
was a club.
that they sold food until I saw this. I didn't know that Bubble had food until now, and apparently they're a place that turns into a club at night, but serves food during the
Definitely.
day.
Now I know
There's
the
a lot
party
of-
scene.
There's a lot of places like that here in Charlotte. That's a restaurant by day and a club by night. So
Yeah.
people got to make their ends meet. Ain't nobody like, we ain't never closing.
Hustle.
We ain't ever closing. So yeah, Bubble, they actually serve food and their meals are $30. So mostly everywhere in downtown you're gonna find the $35
Range.
meals. But there is a couple places downtown where you can save that $5 and get $30. City Smoke, which I hear a lot of good things about. I haven't tried there yet, but I hear a lot of good things. They have $30 meals. I might check that out before the week is over.
Right.
But yes,
yeah.
that was our local segment. Y'all get out, try these restaurants, take advantage of these low prices before the 29th. It started on the 20th. It goes through the 29th. Perfect excuse.
For date night.
Perfect excuse to tell your girl we're going on a date. Oh, you gonna tell her that we going on a date? We about to go to Roof Chris, girl. Roof Chris? When you about to take me to Roof Chris? Oh my gosh, she gonna get so fancy. Oh my gosh, she about to put on her best stuff, and then she gonna come home and give you everything. She ain't even recognize that you just got the restaurant week deal, boy.
I'm pretty sure
Take
she'll
advantage.
know.
No, she ain't gonna know.
If she
ain't gonna know. Keep it a
If she bad and bougie, she know about restaurant week. Who
You
doesn't
order
know
her
about
food for her.
Because it's
You
not
order her
just
food.
Charlotte.
What you do is you call ahead. You get the menu ahead of time. When y'all get there, you say, we don't need no menu. You go sit at the table. You tell her, girl, I'm going to get your food. I know exactly what you want. You order the food for her.
That
She ain't
order
going to
her
know
food.
nothing about, I'm telling you, this the game. She going to be like, oh my God, babe, you know me so well. This is exactly what I had wanted. And you got me dessert too. Oh, wait. That's what you going to do. That's what she gonna do, and y'all in there straight up.
Oh
Restaurant
my
week.
goodness.
Straight
Well,
in.
Restaurant Week is not only in Charlotte. It is, I think, nationwide. So if you are listening to our podcast, you can Google Restaurant Week in your city and maybe find some local restaurants in your city who are also participating in this great deal. So before we leave, we just want to thank everybody who has friended us on Facebook, who has subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we just want to explain to you 2 brand new segments that we are trying to introduce to Branded. I'll start off with the first one, and it's Secret Status. Ooh.
What's Secret Status, Brittany?
So Secret Status is for people who have situations that they would like for me and Randy to talk about and possibly get advice on, either how to handle it, ask us what should they do, or just want us to talk about it and have our inputs on it. If it's some ratchet type mess, we're gonna talk about it because we like to ranch it. I'm talking about the ranch it. Ooh, I'm thinking about ranch.
Ranch it.
I've been saying ranch it.
You always say
what
ranch
is it? Pronounce it. Ratchet.
It's ratchet. And ratchet.
It's ratchet.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Ratchet. Ooh, that sound ratchet.
Ratchet is it.
Ratchet is ratchet.
If you want to put some white sauce on it, then
it's ranchet.
Then it'll be ranchet.
So back to what I was saying. Secret Status is, for people who don't want to, because we do, or we try to have weekly discussions throughout on our Facebook page, just to keep everybody warmed up and kind of in the loop of what we're thinking about during the week. So this is a perfect opportunity for those people who don't want their business on Facebook or any other social media that we have our discussions on. So if you could just send us an email at brandedpod@gmail.com. You can remain anonymous. We will not speak your name. You do not have to give us your name. We would just say whatever we got the email from. So have a clever type of email. Don't have your work email, such as whoever Shay Roy 123@gmail.com. No, you need to have a fun email, because we're gonna
email.
Yeah, basically
make an anonymous email. And if you don't want to know, but if you don't care if we know who you are, then don't go through all of that. That's completely up to you. But another major part of the secret status thing is you don't necessarily have to. It doesn't have to be based on the topic we're discussing. If there's something you want to get off your chest and you don't want it to be on your status on whatever social media you like to use, but you do want it to be discussed, and maybe sometimes you want to talk about it, you can still talk about it with us also on the show sometimes. So what that leads me to is our Go Live segment. Hey. So you can talk about whatever you want to talk about via our email at brandedpod@gmail.com. Send us anything you wanted to send us. We'll talk about it on Secret Status. And if you want, you can interact with us on our Go Live segment, which is basically where we'll go live on Facebook 9 times out of 10. We'll go live.
Periscope too.
Yeah, and some Periscope, and we might do some snaps here and there during the show, but that's our way of getting you to interact with us. We want you to be a part of our show while we're recording it. So if you have a topic you want to input, you like the way our hair looked that particular day, you'll never know. Go ahead and put it in the comments. We will read it out loud. We will tell everybody this is from such and such, and we will be happy that you are watching. So that's our Go Live. We want y'all all to go live with us. Or we have a page that you can follow, which is also Branded Podcast. So you can follow the page, or you can add us on Facebook, be our friend, or follow us on Facebook and just follow us. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on IG. Yeah?
Yeah.
You can follow us on Periscope.
Yeah.
So
of course.
We're going to get a snap, and y'all can follow us there too. Everywhere.
We're gonna be everywhere coming at you live.
Coming through your speakers. This is the outro to the Branded Show, and I'm bringing you the news show and the podcast you gotta know.
So y'all stay tuned. I hope you guys love this week of Branded.